All right. So today we are going to be starting our writer's workshop, and we are going to be focusing on persuasive writing. So I have a piece of chocolate cake here. Does everybody see it? Okay. Now,
everyone gets a slice.
Let's say there was somebody who didn't like chocolate.
What is that? It's Penelope.
How do you think you could persuade them? First of all, what does persuade mean? Does anybody know? Penelope?
I kind of like talk them into it. Like if you don't want to go play in the snow, or we can make a snowman, or we can pretend to make a fort.
Yes. You can pretend to make a fort. You can pretend to make a snowman. That's if they didn't want to play with snow, right?
Yep.
So they might want to do that.
Once you talk them into it.
Once you talk them into it.
And you kind of make it sound like it's so interesting.
Yeah, you make it want to sound. You make your idea sound interesting.
You try to make them do what you want. That's kind of like bossing them around like that. So this is fun.
So persuasive writing is a type of writing that tries to convince a reader of an opinion or a belief. Okay? So tell me, what would you say to the person who didn't like chocolate? How can you persuade them to have at least a little bite? Joanna.
You don't try it, you don't know how good it is.
Okay, so if you don't try it, you won't know how good it tastes. Nick.
If you eat a slice, I'll give you 5 quarters.
Okay, if you eat a slice or if you try it,
If you try it, I'll give you money. I'll give you $18.
so if you try it, I will give you money.
I'll give him $100 for her. You help
Now
me.
let's think about adjectives we can use to describe the cake. Think about how when you take a bite of the cake, the first taste. Now,
It tastes like heaven.
oh good, it tastes like heaven.
It doesn't taste like chocolate, it tastes like heaven. What is that? So it's like your favorite surviving word how it tastes like. It's like delicious, but that's it's like I like to say it like, oh, it tastes so good. It tastes like
Whoa.
it tastes like that.
Now think about it, this person has never tasted chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake tastes like really good melted gooey caramel.
Okay, so you would compare it to caramel?
Yeah. Caramel. If you eat caramel, the person likes. I'm gonna eat that chocolate.
Who said that?
You can like. I have one.
Okay, 2 more. Kylie.
I know you love ice cream. It's exactly like ice cream. Well, how do you know if they like ice cream? Like what?
How would you know if they've ever tasted ice cream?
Because like if you like go like if you ask if you want to go out for ice cream, yeah, because I love ice cream. So you can say, well, chocolate cake tastes just like ice cream to get your mind. So
Okay, so it tastes.
so trick 'em. Yeah, trick 'em. See, let's go for ice cream.
So it might taste like another one of their favorite foods?
Yeah. Say so. Like say like, oh, we're gonna go out for ice cream. We're going out for cake.
So it might taste like another favorite food that you know they might like, right? Okay, let's talk about the taste now. When you first put it in your mouth, what are some describing words you can use? Instead of like taste, Raga.
It's like when you just put it in your mouth, it's like spongy.
Spongy, that's a good one. So we can say it tastes spongy.
Well, it doesn't taste like this, but it tastes. It feels like kind of looks and like kind of tastes like
It has kind of a little bit like the texture.
Yeah, and once you just put it in the mouth, the texture is like it's like
Right, one more, Jamie.
It tastes delightful. It's just like the cake that you usually like. Ice cream. What if they don't like
So, yeah, what if they've never tasted another cake? Would you, how about, would you say it would be hard?
It would be soft.
Soft? One more adjective that would describe it, Gavin. Huh? Oh, epic.
It's delicious and
Okay, so if you were describing this cake to somebody that never had chocolate, you could say, if you don't try it, you won't know how good it tastes. Or if you try it, I will give you money. How about it tastes like heaven?
That's gross. That's like
Well, that would be describing something that you just take a bite and it's
so
you forget about everything. Okay, so persuasive writing, you want to let your reader know and try to convince them that your opinion is good, right? Penelope.
Like I once read this book and they were telling me like how to make something, and when I was reading it, they kind of perceived, like they were like, it's so cool when it's done. I definitely wanted to keep it.
Sean?
So then it made me want to do it.
Yeah.
It's like they used something that taught me in their universe.
Yes, so when you're doing persuasive writing, you want to make sure you have ideas. Okay? What is my message? What am I trying to say? Is my message clear? Is the person who's reading my message know what I'm talking about? Are my ideas consistent? If I'm talking about chocolate and then I start talking about planes, would that be consistent? No. Do I have enough information? Are my ideas interesting? And do I provide enough details? If I'm writing about chocolate and I say, you should try it, it tastes good. Does that sound appetizing? How about if I say, have you ever tried the most scrumptious, heavenly piece of cake? Does that sound interesting? Does that want to make your mouth water? Yes, okay.
Why are you just laying out really good food just sitting on a table? It's like that. Yeah, because he's displaying it. Yeah.
Is it making your mouth water?
I thought food in my lunch. Can we check it out?
Okay, another thing we want to know when we are writing is, do I have a good hook? Does anybody understand what that means? Do I have a good hook? Or Taza?
Like, is your sentence good enough?
Do I have, it kind of goes in line with your bold beginning. Is my reader Or is the person that I'm describing this cake to, are they gonna wanna eat it? Is it attention grabbing? Is it gonna grab their attention? Do you remember when I said, you should eat this cake, it's good? Was that like a hook? Were you wanting to try my cake just by me describing that it's good? Or did it sound better when I said it was scrumptious and it tasted heavenly?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Do I tell things in order? You always want to make sure when you're writing persuasive essays or pieces of writing that you're going in order. If I jump from chocolate cake and I say, you should take a piece of cake and try it, that's about it. Am I going in order? No. Just like any other piece of writing, you want to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Does everything link to my theme? That goes back to, if I'm talking about cake and then I start talking about airplanes, does that go together? No. And you always want to make sure that you have a clear ending that ties it all together. When you're making an ending, if I say, I think you should try this chocolate cake, it is heavenly. One of the reasons I think you should try it is because when you taste it, it melts in your mouth. Then you can also drink it with a glass of cold milk. How does that sound? And when you take the last bite, it leaves you wanting more. Would that be a good ending? When we're also talking about persuasive writing, we're talking about voice. You're thinking about, does this writing sound like me? Is my voice being heard? Does my personality come through? How do I want my reader to feel? Do I want them to feel that they should have a piece of cake even though they don't like it? What is my favorite part? And it shows I care about the topic. I care about cake. I care that you try it because it is so good. Okay? So, when we are writing for persuasive and in any other piece, there's always a writing process that we have to take. What do we do first, Penelope?
We do on the pre-write.
We do pre-writing. This is where we're brainstorming, thinking about what we're going to write. Yes, we pre-write. Eddie, what is our next step? Drafting. So after we get our pre-writing done and we start brainstorming, we start drafting. So we do our first copy. After drafting, what do, Nick? We revise. We make sure our capitalization is in place. We got our periods in place. Then what comes next? Jamie? Editing or proofreading. We make sure all our pieces are fit together and we make sure that all our words are spelled correctly so our our reader is able to tell what we're writing about. Or Taza. Publishing comes next. So in our writing process, we first pre-write. We write it down. We put our thoughts, ideas, and feelings on paper. You can do graphic organizers for this to get your ideas and how you want them to go in your paper. Then for drafting, we plan our writing. We gather our thoughts and ideas. When we revise, we add details and make your writing colorful with adjectives and verbs. This is how we were describing the cake. We didn't just want to say it was good or yummy. We wanted to say it had spongy texture. It was soft and the taste was epic. It blew my mind. Okay, so we want to use those words that are great, astounding. Okay, then for proofreading, we check our spelling, our punctuation, and capitalization. Make sure that what our final draft would be is tip-top. When our reader's reading, they're not getting lost in what they're reading, right? They understand every word that is trying to be said. Ratata? Okay. After proofreading is when we go into publishing. Okay, Ken? We share and present our final piece with others. Kylie?
Miss Lydia, and also you can say it's for the cake. It tastes like a dream come true.
It tastes like a dream come true. It really does. So, this is our persuasive writing and attention grabber. So what would be a good attention grabber for my piece of cake? Who can think of a good attention grabber for my piece of cake? Or Taza? Remember, our bold beginnings can start with a fact, it can start with a question. Remember your snow globe stories? So how would you start for attention grabber for our piece of chocolate cake? Remember, you're trying to imagine a person who has never had chocolate cake before. How would you get them interested?
Have you ever tasted the yummiest cake?
Okay, have you ever tasted the yummiest cake?
Are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Can we eat some of the cake? Yeah.
Have you ever tasted the yummiest cake?
What's a different slices? Yeah. We all have little slices. Yeah.
Okay, what would be my first reason for this person wanting to try the cake? Who can think? Raga.
It's like when
Sean, can you turn around, please?
has a spongy texture. When you put it in your mouth, it tastes like heaven.
So my first reason would be you should taste a yummy cake because when you take a bite, your first bite would taste like heaven.
I want to say.
Okay.
I think it should be. It tastes
So my first reason would be you should taste
Are we getting a bite of it?
the cake. Let's stay on topic, please. You should taste the cake because the first bite
It tastes like
because the first bite will taste like heaven.
What was?
Who has another reason we should have this person try this yummy cake? Kylie.
You should taste this yummy cake because it tastes like your dream come true.
Okay. And what? So your reason for them trying it would be like it would be like the best thing. So it would be the best thing. It would be the best thing they have ever tasted. Okay, one last. Penelope.
It's only the special cake that it will make your mouth water. You'll always want more of it.
Oh, so once you take a bite, you'll be hooked. Okay.
and your mouth is starts watering. Just like a fisherman, when they put the fish in a favorite food, they can't resist it. And then they rule it out. Worms.
Okay, what would be, Bo, a good conclusion? When we're making a conclusion and we're trying to persuade our audience or our reader, we kind of want to restate our opinion. So for this writing, our opinion is that the person should taste the cake, right? Because it's the yummiest cake ever and they never had it. So what would you think a good conclusion would be?
A good conclusion, like
A good ending.
once I tried cake, I didn't like it, but then the next time I tried it, it was amazing. Maybe give it like a second chance. It was a dream.
Okay, so
You might need more than one bite to have it taste.
how about, but if they're tasting it for the first time and you're trying to tell them to try, you're trying to persuade them to taste it for the first time, you already said it tastes like heaven. So what, how about Nick?
Go straight to the store and buy a chocolate cake. And first thing you get to your home, eat it.
Addie, what do you think? Yeah, you can write, did you think it was good? Well, we're trying to get them to try the cake, so we don't know if they think it's good yet. We're trying to persuade them. Kylie?
Don't worry. When you get it, it would taste just like how we said it would.
That's a good one. Raga?
If you ever need, like, if you ever need a question about tasting it, ask this.
How about try it? You won't be sorry.
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Try it, you won't be sorry.
Or you could try it. You won't be sorry. I have some idea and got me some cake next to it.
So try it, you won't be sorry. And then you can even end it with an exclamation point.
And then drop cake and then we can eat it, okay?
No.
I really want
All right, so I am going to have you start a persuasive essay. Okay? Now, that chocolate cake was just an example. This is the topic that you're going to be writing about. It says, the principal has decided to extend the school day for 1 hour because the state has increased the number of subjects students must know about. Do you agree or disagree with making the school day longer? You're going to write an essay to the principal and explain your answer, why or why not.
Thinking.
Okay? So does everybody understand what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be handing out.
So he works with partners?
No, I want everybody to work individually.
I don't want to work with a partner.
Okay, Kylie, can I have you pass one to everybody? So for today, I want you to start thinking, do you agree that the day should be longer? Or do you disagree? Kylie is going around and handing out your graphic organizer.
So do we do just like that?
Yes. So, but your topic is going to be different. You're going to be focusing on, should your school day be longer? Okay? So before you start writing, get those thoughts in your head. Figure out what are you going to be your first, your second, and your third reason for your response. So remember, you're writing an essay to your principal, and you want to convince them whether A, it's a good idea to extend the school day 1 hour? Or B, no way, I don't want to be in school longer.
No, I gotta be home by 6:30. Why? Because I basketball. Hey, are you supposed to be working up there?
Okay, get started, please. It says attention grabber, so that's what you're going to use. Megan? Did you turn it off?
No. Do you want me to now?